Tonight, we're learning more about the memorial to take place on Sunday for the victims of the Navy Yard shootings. The White House says President Obama and the First Lady will visit with the victims' families and attend the memorial.
The service will be held at the Marine Barracks, not far away from the Navy Yard. The White House has not announced yet what time that service will begin. It comes nearly a week after Aaron Alexis shot and killed a dozen people at the Navy Yard. The military installation has reopened, except for Building 197, where the shootings took place. Well, as we learn more about Aaron Alexis' mental health problems, questions are raised about how he managed to obtain a security clearance.
That process involves an extensive background check, and Steve Chenevy is here with a closer look at this. Steve?
We've really been studying this all week. By the guidelines put in place now, it doesn't appear that there was any reason for Aaron Alexis to not be given security clearance in 2007. However, there is still a question of why that clearance wasn't challenged after police in Rhode Island alerted Alexis' employer last month of his erratic behavior. A question neither that contractor nor the Navy has an answer to this evening as we continue to learn more about the security process. While there are still many questions surrounding Aaron Alexis' actions, the government, the military, and the private contractor involved all claim no red flags surfaced during his initial security clearance in 2007. The Office of Personnel Management reviewed the 2007 background investigation file for Aaron Alexis, and the agency believes that the file was complete and in compliance with all investigative standards. Government contractor USIS performed Alexis' background investigation, the same company which did the security screening on NSA leaker Edward Snowden. It's one of 3 companies OPM contracts with, which collectively perform 70% of the government's security screenings. A spokesman for USIS declined a request for comment on Alexis' screening, saying only that we are contractually prohibited from retaining case information. One security screener, however, who does not work for USIS, reached out to ABC7, complaining of inadequate regulations and much-needed government reform.
Look, I would love to say it would have prevented it, but we never know that for sure.
Senator John Tester has been pushing legislation to change the background check process since the Snowden case surfaced.
There's not a lot of transparency in the background check process. The SCORE Act would allow us some transparency, so as policymakers, we could make the changes necessary to make this thing work, or put the clamps on the people that are not doing it properly.
That SCORE Act, which would review clearance procedures, is still in the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee, but Senator Tester is trying to fast-track that to the Senate floor next week. That may be delayed, though, as the Navy's internal security reviews aren't due to be returned to the Secretary of the Navy until October 1st. You can watch a full interview with Senator Tester on government matters. That'll be Sunday morning at 9:30 right here on ABC7. Maureen?
Thank you, Steve. And stay with ABC7 and WJLA.com for any new developments in the Navy Yard shootings.